Welcome back to Divinity Original Sin. This is the classic version, not the definitive edition. Sadly, the save games are not compatible, so I will have to complete this playthrough in the classic edition. But I made a few changes. I was initially planning on installing some mods to increase the difficulty. However, most of the mods don't work with existing save files, which is kind of a problem. So instead we will continue without mods, but I adapted one of the changes that the definitive edition made, and that is introducing the stat cap for attributes and ability points into Lone Wolf characters. So I removed all of my points above the cap. As you can see, I have only invested 15 points, which grant me 30 points altogether. With Lone Wolf, and this brings me to the cap of 40 points. Everything else is added from gear or boosts or Blood Rose Elixir in this case. These effects still go over the cap. They have done so early and they still do so now. Now, interestingly, they appear to have fixed the issue with that boost +5 you can see in the tooltip over here. It is from one of the dialogues in the Council of 7, where you can kind of trade 5 attribute points, like I have -5 strength but +5 finesse. That used to be removed once you use the mirror of reflection to change your stats, but they appear to have fixed that retroactively, actually, because it's working for Beast 2. Yeah, he has -5 constitution and +5 strength. So I only invested up to 15 points into finesse and wits, and all of the other points I dumped into constitution, but because, you know, where else to put them? That's the only thing that is remotely usable. Same thing for ability points. I only went to 10 rather than to 20. I invested 5 points in 10 points in warfare, scoundrel, and ranged, and huntsman, which has his tooltip updated. By the way, it says now, note that this bonus is applied after all other bonuses have been applied, so which would imply that this is not additive to warfare, but another independent multiplicative modifier, which would be extremely strong if that is the case. We will see. And yeah, I did have a lot of combat abilities that made sense on Lohse, so I just invested all of my ability points into these 4 I mentioned, but other than that there isn't really anything useful left. Every other combat ability point that I will get through level ups will be pretty much useless, which is what I was criticizing about the Lone Wolf changes, but yeah, better than nothing, I guess. For Beast, I put 30 points in Strength, 30 points in Wits, and the rest in the Constitution 2. And yeah, with him we actually have the problem that he only has 3 combat abilities that are useful to him. That is Two-Handed, Warfare, and Scoundrel. And yeah, the other points are pretty much useless. I put them into Necromancer for the healing, but we'll see how this plays out, because yeah, we are dealing a lot less damage now, which means the fights will be harder and probably longer. We will actually start taking damage ourselves, I guess, so might have to adjust that. Maybe we will need some more defensive skills. We'll see how this plays out. Then yeah, I also gave Beast Persuasion, since we are in Arxia and there's a lot of his storyline over here, and I guess, or I presume, that there will be some dialogue speech checks for him too, so just put them there. And talents I changed also. All skilled up and big and better are essentially useless now, because, well, I have already too much points, I don't know where to put them, so I got rid of those. Instead I took Hothead and Opportunist. I guess if we no longer one-shot enemies, then Opportunist might give me the extra attack once in a while, which is pretty neat. And with Lohse I also went for Hothead, which just gives 10 critical, 10 accuracy if you're on full health. And that's pretty much it. Foulman I had earlier. And yeah, that's that. Also, I want to correct some mistakes I made in my last video about the Definitive Edition. Starting with Petrifying Touch is of course not a source ability, but it is the racial ability of Beast. I believe every dwarf starts with Petrifying Touch. And also I kinda got a bit confused about what Aerostorm is. I confused it with Aerospray, which I haven't even learned. Aerostorm, there it is, Aerospray. That is what I thought it was. The 15 arrows in a degree, in a cone. But Aerostorm is another spell entirely, and that is area of effect spell that deals 15 times 800 damage in this case in an area. I think it's not very good. We will give it a try, but yeah. I believe the arrows fall randomly, so I'm not a big fan of it. I'm not sure why it would be cited as a win button. Anyway, let's continue. Last episode we helped these Magisters here fight their way through some Voidwoken. Wasn't a big deal really. Might be a bigger deal now. And yeah, we are now on right in front of Arcs. These are the main gates to Arcs itself. We can see a lot of paladins running around, and yeah, there's a lot of carnage on this bridge. Dead civilians, dead magisters, dead paladins. Everything is dead. Let's do some looting. I'm not sure if I've shown you all of the books in the inventory. Well, it should be told, the last videos you saw these couple of days, they were rather old. I recorded them quite some time ago. So I don't really recall everything so well. So let's see. If you want to read it, you can read it. I don't think there's anything very interesting. We will require these books, however. Hubert's Encyclopedia. I believe these are rather important to a quest here in Arcs. Yeah, I've read that, I remember, but these are new, I think. I just looted them. Alright, so much for that. Now, let's see if any of these guys want to talk to me. But first, let's loot the rest of that stuff here. Due to losing a lot of strength, I also lost a lot of carrying capacity, which is a bit annoying. But, oh well. Well, Paladin...
You killed the Voidwoken! This city needs more like you.
Well, you are. Thanks.
I salute you, Monster Slayer. That a hero like you would arrive on Lucian's Day, well, it gives me hope.
Ask if she knows what brought the Voidwoken to the gates.
Seems the Magisters have been dicing with dark magic. You'd have them to thank if there were any left. Many fled. Those who didn't died or ended up in a cell.
Yeah, so Arx has been cleared of the Magisters, or the Red Magisters at least, and the Paladins now control the city. Ask if the city's open.
On Lucian's Day? You'd better believe it. City's a bit of a mess, it's fair to say, but the worst has passed. We'll have the place cleaned up in no time.
Ask if there's been much damage.
Between the Voidwoken and the arrest of the Magisters, we've seen more than a few casualties, but the city herself is intact. We'll mourn our dead and rebuild. Arx persists.
Ask if Dallas is in the city.
She looks at you derisively and spits on the ground, close enough to your boot to make her point.
If she is, Lord Kem will want to know. Kem commands the city now.
So Lord Kem is the one in charge. We will definitely pay him a visit. Shrek, it would have to be done.
Well, we're glad you were here. Stay safe. You killed the Voidwoken. This city needs more like you.
You're a hell of a warrior, defeating the Voidwoken like that. Thanks for the service, Void Killer. I've friends alive and walking around because of you.
Void Killer, I like that title. I am the Void Killer. Paladin Protector. Yay.
You have my thanks, Monster Killer. We need all the help we can get.
Monster Killer. Tell her she and her people did pretty well themselves.
With the Magisters gone, this will be the end of the Voidwoken attacks, I hope.
Note that she just blamed the Voidwoken on the Magisters. Ask why.
When a sorcerer uses Source, the Voidwoken come, so they say. But the Magisters have been dealing in darker magic. The Voidwoken came, bigger and more deadly. But the Magisters are done now. Take care, friend.
Well, I think the Voidwoken are indeed connected to the Magisters, but not the Magisters here in the city. They rather followed Delos, I
Heard you
believe.
saved our lads' lives. My gratitude. The people will be happy to see the likes of you here helping out, that's for sure.
Yeah, my pleasure. Well, let's...
I blame Alexander for this.
Whoa. Well, yeah, there are a lot of dead Magisters around here. Mostly Magisters, apparently. No Paladins. Oh, there's the odd Paladin in there, too. Let's have a look around. This is like the main marketplace. In Arx, we find a lot of traders around here. A lot of traders, and I'll be doing a lot of trading in between episodes. Also, I'm gonna loot all of that crap. Let's talk to some peoples, though. Ram Oak, who might you be?
A pale young man gazes at the square, seemingly lost in his thoughts. His face and clothes are daubed in what appears to be red paint. Nearby, a canvas sits upon an easel.
Ask him if he saw what unfolded here.
I didn't just see it, I witnessed it. Now I must preserve it upon canvas for the generations to come.
That's his picture. Oh, that looks dark. Glance towards his easel and guess that it's a depiction of what he witnessed here.
He nods, a faraway expression on his face.
The great schism of the Divine Order and the ruination of Arx. This will be my masterpiece.
Ask if you could take a look at the piece.
I usually only display completed works, but, well, this painting's raw power is already plain to see. Here, feast your eyes.
He gestures to the canvas. It's completely covered in the same shade of red, layer after layer. It's sodden, dripping onto the cobbles.
Let's go with the Lohse answer. Tell him there's something about it, something seductive and repulsive. You want to bury it in the garden and never look at it again. And you also kind of want to lick it.
I know just what you mean. Yes, I felt the same while painting it. It turns repulsed and so terribly drawn in.
Ask why he settled on red alone.
Red is the only shade that matters. Life and death, true passion from within the artist.
What?
He tugs back the sleeve of his tunic to reveal a blood-soaked cloth bandage around his wrist.
Yeah. Tell him that he should stop painting for now and seek out a healer. He must have lost a lot of blood.
No, I must continue. What would my father say if he was still alive to see me now? He was the finest painter of his generation, and he used his own blood for his masterwork. The final panel of The Sacrifice of Lucian.
Wow, that is just a little bit creepy, to paint a picture with your own blood. But this Sacrifice of Lucian, ask about it. Can it be viewed somewhere?
For the most part. A copy can be seen at the Great Cathedral, here in Arx. I visit frequently, for inspiration. But the original panel, the one that my father used his blood to depict Lucian's final sacrifice, was given to Lord Kem a long time ago.
Lord Kem, you say?
He keeps it locked away somewhere in that mansion of his. A masterpiece like that should be on public display for all to see.
Interesting. Remark that he'll never finish a masterpiece if he dies from blood loss first.
Self-preservation is a petty concern.
Very
I
petty.
must put the spiritual above the corporeal. I must finish.
Sure, you do that. You have a lot of money. So how buy? You buy some of my
A pale
crap.
young man gazes at the square, seemingly lost in his thoughts.
There we go.
His
Take
face
all
and
of it.
clothes are daubed in what appears to be red paint.
I have so much
Nearby,
money.
a canvas sits upon an easel.
Right. So, what else might we have here? Bunch of magisters. Oh, a citizen. Just generic citizen. His name, Paladin Pontius Ree.
The paladin wistfully hums a tune. You recognize the air. Smoke gets in your hair.
No, that is probably. I don't want to be rude. Let's join it.
He stops humming, gives you a sideways look.
Finish the song for him. Smoke gets in your hair, your skin peels from your bones, you fade to black.
He rolls his eyes and turns back to the flames.
That was Rosewood's favorite song, and Rosewood's dead. You didn't know Rosewood. Leave his favorite song alone.
Ask about Rosewood.
Rosewood's dead, and these are the monsters that did it.
Wow, what is that for a dark answer? Holy. Well, is that more death? Maybe. Anyway, tell him you're sorry for his loss.
Don't be sorry on my behalf. Be sorry for Rosewood and his wife. He was a good man, and she'll feel his loss. It'll haunt her for the rest of her days. We'll mourn him as we mourn all our own.
Okay. Paladin Lida Margraven.
If we're not careful, we'll burn the world.
That sounds very foreshadowing. And Paladin Tar Kental.
The paladin hocks a gob of spittle onto the burning corpses of silent monks. The saliva sizzles momentarily and is gone.
Tell her she makes a mean fire.
The silent bastards burn well, 'tis true.
Ask if the bodies were all silent monks.
That they were. We don't burn friends in the street, nor enemies for that matter. But these things.
Once more she spits on the burning corpses.
Well, they were sorcerers once, but I guess they haven't been those for quite a long
I've
time.
had better days out in this city.
Right, let's move on from that dark scene. Maybe there's... let's move this way first. No, that's... Nope. Let's not go here. Okay, I made a mistake the first time I played this, and that is I missed something important going on here because I went exploring the place and I started some scripted event and just moved by it and I missed it. So I am very curious right now to not do the same mistake again. I think it is safe to go over here, so let's start with that. It is supposedly Lord Kem. Right. Let's talk to Lord Kem. A bunch of paladins standing... Oh, this looks like an execution.
Give me the sword.
Please, you've got to help me. My wife, they want to kill her.
Your wife? They have that kind of thing in this world? Interesting.
She didn't do anything wrong. She was just trying to save lives, but no one will listen. You have to help, please.
Ask what your wife is accused of.
Of being a good person.
Uh-huh.
Please, there's no time. They'll kill her. Go! This can't be happening.
Right,
In
Lord Kem.
Lucian's holy name.
You approach, but the paladin's icy blue eyes never move from his prisoner.
You are interrupting a paladin court, stranger.
You couldn't call this a court until the end of days, Kem. It's still a disgrace.
The prisoner will be silent.
Ask Kem what this paladin is accused of.
We are beyond accusations. This once paladin is guilty of refusing orders and protecting supporters of the Black Ring.
They were boys. Local boys that signed up for steady pay in a slick uniform. A couple of white traitors doesn't mean every Magister is in league with the Ring.
Yeah, I have to give it that. My report was pretty clear on that the white magisters were doing shady stuff, not the rats. I mean, I don't like the rats, but still.
At best, you are a coward. At worst, you are a traitor. In either case, the sentence is death.
Well, should I piss off the man in charge here? Ah, sure. Step between the prisoner and Kem. You can't do this.
His icy eyes focus on you for the first time, pinning you with a freezing look.
Step aside, stranger.
Explain that you're on his side. You're the one who sent that that owl which warned him about the Magisters and the Black Ring.
I see. You have my thanks for that. You did us a great service.
Yeah, and you were rather crass about it, killing everyone.
Now, if you would do me one service more, stand aside.
Okay, so which one do we want to... Which route do we want to take? Wonder what Lucian would do. Surely he'd have the wisdom to show mercy.
Kem pauses for half a moment, his eyes flickering to the troops around him.
Perhaps. Even in war we may find space for mercy. Very well. She will not die today.
The paladin looks at you as Kem turns away and silently mouths thank you.
Find a cell for her.
Okay, so she's
And the rest of you have your duties. Move.
incarcerated. But at least not killed. Guess that's a win. And you're her wife, Mary, so you happy about that?
Oh, by the divine, thank you. I'll never forget this kindness.
Sure. Ooh, quest reward.
Arks is still a free city, last time I checked.
Crap, but let's take this one. Right, there's a lot more stuff around here. I will loot all of that stuff off screen. Right, these are the barracks, I presume. Barracks, right. Now, before we go check out the barracks, I want to go over here and check out whatever script event I missed last time.
Oh, my darling. My sweet, sweet.
Yeah, what's this?
Move along. Nothing to see here.
Ask what's going on past there.
None of your concern. If you've got business here, go to the main entrance around the corner. Otherwise, clear off.
Okay, yeah. Main entrance around the corner. Guess that's here.
They kicked me out.
Oh, my beautiful,
Don't they know
sweet
who
love.
I am?
Someone drunk in the streets. Right, so what is this? This is
Ross Boutique, luxury goods and rarities.
luxury goods and rarities. There are guards. Are those private guards?
my esteemed and estimable friend.
Right, who are you?
Come in, my esteemed and estimable friend. Come in.
Note that the shop seems heavily guarded. Ask if he has a problem with thieves.
Ah, yes, my friend. Yes, indeed. But you misunderstand. These guards are here for your protection. By which I mean, if you try to crash the wedding my employer is hosting, they will protect you from succeeding.
So there's a wedding going on. Tell him you're surprised the store's open. You heard there was a wedding happening on the proper... I just heard it from him, but okay.
Yes, the wedding. Alas, alas, I am not invited, and that is perfectly acceptable, for you see, the market must stay open. The money wheel keeps turning, and my employer has a wedding to pay for.
Okay.
Of course, and please do come again. I mean it, come again. I'll look after you, my friend.
Anyway, I want you to go on this wedding.
Back away from the door!
Tell her you're here for the wedding.
You'd better have an invitation. And you best be bringing gifts.
Lie. Tell her you're a member of the groom's party.
She peers closely at you.
All right then. Apologies for the delay, madam. Step inside.
Thanks. Right, the wedding. It's going on outside, I guess. The state of Michael Ross, Michael Ross, whatever. Oh, the heck is going on here?
I know that smell. Death fog. Where's it coming from?
So much death on such a lovely day.
Did I miss it again? Or can you only miss it? Damn it! So everyone is dead, and there are Voidwoken here. So Voidwoken attacked a... Did I really miss it again? No, right? What the f... Yeah, so this is what happened to me the first time around, and I presumed that I missed this event. But apparently it is already over once you come here. So would anyone like to comment on, you know, Everyone being dead at the wedding? Huh? Anyone want to comment on that? Squire Perry?
First day at work and a void woken attack. Typical.
Okay, maybe a little more emotional. Isla Gar, Squire Kendrick, Auntie Flem.
The woman cries on.
Can't say I know that face. You must be one of my husband's noble friends.
She tries to curtsy from her seat, but it's clumsy and awkward. As she looks up, you notice a pale pink shade in her eyes, along with a deep scarlet blush spreading across her cheek.
Blast! I was sure I'd got the hang of that.
What the hell are these options? I just saw everybody's dead and oh god. Yeah, everybody seems pretty miserable for a wedding party, especially the guys lying dead in the garden.
Who could be happy on a day like this? My beloved and I are finally together. But before we can even cut the cake, there's void woken everywhere. We barely made it in here alive. Thank Duna my husband is okay, though.
Pressing for details. What happened exactly?
It was beautiful. We said our vows, tied the ceremonial knot. The priestess was just finishing her sermon when these things appeared. It looked like they were wriggling out of the ground below us. And then they started killing. The priestess, my family, my friends. If not for the guards, they'd have got me too.
Observe that Voidwoken only appear where source is used. What was she up to?
We're not up to anything. We're merchants, not mystics. If you want source, talk to Kem and his bloody paladins. They're the ones to blame. They're bad as the Black Ring, bringing this down on us. My sweet husband could have been killed.
Say there's something else you need to talk about.
Why? Well, it's not like I have much else to do for the time being but chat.
I don't know if that is like really, really dark sarcasm or if Lohse is kind of retarded or something. I don't know. But, well, explain that you just wanted to offer you congratulations on the wedding.
Thank you kindly. I may not have been lucky in the ceremony, but I'm blessed with my husband.
She sounds very strange. Are you high or drugged or something?
She turns and waves timidly to the man on the balcony behind her, her husband, who offers an apathetic grunt in return.
Ah, see there? I've nabbed me a fine man and no mistake.
Observe that her eyes look a little odd. Is she okay?
Oh, aye. It's just the rosy tint of a woman in love.
Yeah, I don't think so.
My darling says 'tis to be expected. He says it'll pass after the wedding, though I hope it never does.
Her darling doesn't seem too interested in her right now. What's going on?
Oh, that's just his way. Sometimes he won't talk to me for days.
Yeah, seems like a very loving husband you've got there.
I know he loves me, though. He's always making me drinks to keep me healthy. Even if he ain't in the mood to natter.
Drinks to keep you healthy, yeah, right. Well, let's talk to that loving husband. But first, let's talk to Squire Kendrick. Do you know anything about what's going on?
Milady, I beg your pardon, but the feast has been cut short due to acts of gods.
Act of gods. Yeah, you could say that. Well, there. Dorian God, you're the groom, aren't you? Oh, look at that. Cehelia. Well, Dorian Gall, what are you doing with your wife?
The dwarf stares grimly into space. On his fingers he wears rings, some of which have ornate, rose-tinted jewels on them. You notice one has a gem missing.
What? I swear I am in no mood to meet more of my wife's business associates. I've shaken hands with enough fishmongers today.
You heard that he'd had some trouble with Voidwoken.
I bet you heard. I bet everyone is talking about this cursed wedding. Perhaps my warhorse of an aunt is right. Perhaps this is what I get for debasing myself. Still, what's done is done. The marriage is final. That's the important thing.
I That's the important thing. Smile and say that you wanted to congratulate him on the wedding.
Yes, yes. It's a fine match. With her assets and my name, that is to say, we will be a powerful pair.
Yeah, sure.
He glances over at his smiling bride as she takes another sip from her goblet.
Yes, indeed. Quite powerful.
Observe that he doesn't seem all that madly in love.
Love? Duna's beard. Is that what passes for sense among the lower classes? Well, she is quite enamored with me, of course. I can be, well, irresistible.
Sure.
But no. In my family, marriage is a more practical matter. Our union means I can continue my work.
Wonder what his work might be. You didn't think nobles had jobs.
A job? Oh, please don't be churlish. I'm no dairymaid desperate for her next meal. I follow my passion. Alchemy. Potions which, at a sip, can heal or kill. Can grant strength, speed, or compliance. Which have the power to transform base metal into gold.
He glances across the room, where his betrothed is cheerfully pouring herself another goblet of wine.
Although for now I'll have to settle for using base people rather than metal.
How enterprising. You appreciate a man that's willing to make sacrifices to get ahead in life.
I appreciate your candor, but please have a little discretion. I would hate for my new family to get the right idea. Not that it matters now, mind you. We are wed till death do us part.
Yeah, I might be able to help you with that. The groom's gift. Summon a poison slug for the groom. Okay, that's an interesting wedding gift. You have a lot of money though.
It will be a long life.
Yeah.
The groom turns back to the window with a grunt, anxiously twisting the rings on his fingers.
What's up with his rings? What is going on here? Well, it's obvious that he's drugging her. My protector. Huh. You are more talkative now, maybe?
The woman cries uncontrollably.
Nope. Maybe the lovely wife wants to talk about her lovely husband.
You again? I never knew my husband to have such chatty friends.
Okay, never mind. Let's check upstairs. Oh. What's going on here? Looks like they're pecking. It looks like they're moving. Are they moving out or in? Who are you? Michael Ross. Oh, you're the proprietor, right?
Why, yes, thank you. Indeed, it would have been a beautiful ceremony for my Isla. Terrible tragedy, I know, and Uncle Paul so recently retired. Very good of you to come. Safe travels home now. Bye-bye.
Ceremony? Ask what he means.
Ah, terribly sorry. I mistook you for a guest. The Emporium is downstairs, if you please. Ta.
Ask if everything is alright. You sensed something was off as soon as you drew near the house.
Yes, a dreadful affair. Void woken of all things, and my poor Isla on her special day. Now, I do wish you all the best, and thanks ever so much for making the trip.
About the Voidwoken, whatever could have lured them here?
He interrupts you by introducing his palm to your face.
Be sure to close the doors behind you as you leave, which I trust will be any moment now.
What? I can't react to that? Are you kidding me? Can I kill this little dwarf? Note the open trunks and piles of clothes littering the room and ask if he's packing for a trip.
You've been proven a friend to Duna's spawn. So from one friend to another, I say, get out of Arx. Leave it far behind and never look back. I can't say why, but trust me, just do it.
Ah, well, I do know why. Because of the Queen and her death fuck thingy, whatever. We know the Queen is in Arx, and we know the Queen is planning something with Deathfuck here in Arx, and he apparently seems to be in on it. But apparently my dear Lohse is not smart enough to connect the dots and... well, talk to him about it. Question him. That doesn't make sense. I was already in the middle of packing when you arrived.
All right. Look, just get out of Arx. Leave it far behind and never turn back. I can't say why, but trust me, do it.
Point to your more than ample backpack. Does he need to see a weapon collection for him to divulge what he knows? What? What?
Listen, we're both busy people. Why don't you get busy somewhere else while I stay busy here?
Either all of the dwarfs have been warned, or just sympathizes with the queen. So, is he in on it with the queen? Anyway. Let's... what the hell is that? That is Lullabelle, whatever. That's a freaking pig with a crown. Unbelievable. Freaking pig. Let's talk to the pig.
You've come to serve, yes? Excellent. Bring me my slippers. Chop chop.
Shake your head. You're no one's servant and certainly no pigs.
Aw, it's always so adorable when the peasants pretend they have lives of their own.
That is... oh god, I don't even know what to say to this. Okay, so there's no one else around here that we could talk to, except for the guards, but they will just have generic... So, yeah, I think that's enough for this episode. I'll be looting the hell out of this place and the marketplace, do some trading, stuff like that. And yeah, then we will continue on exploring Arx. Check out the barracks. We know already that there are rumors about some hidden chambers beneath the barracks. And yeah, let's find out if that is in fact true. Talk to Lord Kem about what is going on around here. And all of that kind of stuff. Next episode. Thanks for watching and see you there.